stuck to the back of the car going backwards. Somehow the officer was able to get off the bike as he was being pushed and almost crushed behind the car. The car then swerved. It then came forward again at the officer to run him over again. The officer fired multiple rounds into the windshield of the vehicle. Those rounds entered the vehicle. The car continued in a southerly direction here on Arbor. It made a right turn onto A Street and went down to Royal Avenue, which is a few blocks from here. At that time, the suspect fled on foot. We do not know if the suspect is injured. Our officer received relatively minor injuries considering that he was dragged and rammed by a large SUV. So at this time, we have a shelter in place for residents along the Royal A Street Avenue corridor. If you're within our perimeter, we're asking you to stay in your home. At this point, all we know about our suspect is that he was driving this vehicle, which we later determined to be stolen after we were able to run the VIN number. It did not immediately come back as a stolen vehicle. So the suspect, we believe, is a Hispanic male in his young 20s. We do not have a whole lot of description on him. We are getting some surveillance footage from the area, but this perimeter is very important in order for us to ascertain if he's okay. Obviously, it's important to substantiate if he has injuries or not, and to make sure our community in this area is secure and that there's no further threats to officers and community members. So a very dynamic, fluid situation right now.
And the shelter in place is for what area again?
It's going to be for the Royal Avenue area, so basically from Royal Avenue down to Hesperian Boulevard and in a couple blocks from there.
And what resources do you have looking for?
Right now we're obviously working this jointly with all of our allied agencies here, specifically the Hayward Police Department, California Highway Patrol. We have air assets up, including a helicopter, and our UAV drone team as well is here looking. So this will be a yard-to-yard, house-to-house search for this suspect.
What were the injuries to the officer?
The officer injured his arm and his hand. Luckily, those injuries were relatively minor, so we believe that he'll likely be okay. He'll be checked out for those injuries, but considering that he was rammed and forcefully dragged behind a car for about 15 to 20 feet, he's very, very lucky that nothing more severe happened to him.
What was the original stop?
The original stop was for a speeding violation based on a radar enforcement program that they were doing today. He did not realize at the time the license plate did not come back stolen, and sometimes suspects will use stolen license plates that are clear in the system. And so when we ended up finding the vehicle down the road, we ran the VIN number. The VIN number came back stolen.
And then no obvious evidence in the stolen car of blood or anything to indicate.
You know, we don't know. You know, the trajectory of the bullets are within the driver's side area of the car, but we don't know if he was struck or not. And it's likely that he may not have been struck because he was able to drive, obviously, a few blocks and run, and now is continuing to hide.